This is Carl Eller, and you're watching the One Bar and Lepagas show.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus show. I'm One Bar, and it's that time of the week where we will be scolding with the enemy. This week, Vikings are off to Baltimore, and we are joined by Sutton Def of the Purple Rain podcast, one of the best Ravens podcasts out there. And I'm not just blowing smoke up his ass. I checked out a couple. They have a very, very good challenge. So prepare yourselves, Vikings fans. Check out their channel. You'll see what's coming down the pipeline as far as Ravens. Sutton Def, welcome to the show. How is life in Raven Nation?
Man, life is it's so right now in Ravens Nation. Like I was telling you before we went on air here, morale's not too high in Ravens Nation right now because we did just come off that embarrassing loss to the Bengals, but we do still have a lot of things to look forward to as a fan base. So things are kind of looking up right now. For me personally, things have been pretty good. I can't complain. Thank you so much for having me on this channel. You guys do a great job. I definitely did check out some of you guys' videos as well. You guys do a wonderful job covering the Vikings each and every day, pretty much. So hats off to you guys. But like I said, thank you again so much for having me on. Happy to be here.
I appreciate it, man. And I can't even call you an enemy anymore. I mean, that was that was the nicest thing we ever gotten from an enemy. So we'll take it. But 5-2, you guys, I would love to feel bad for you. I can't. Vikings 3-4. Danielle Hunter out for the year. It's just piling on top of each other. Vikings fans' morale is fairly low, but you bring up a point where you say you're doing pretty good. Looking at I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass and say that I follow the Ravens extremely close, but looking at the box scores and seeing that, late game winning field goal against the Lions, you get blown out by the Bengals, but then you beat the Chargers, you beat the Chiefs. Are the Ravens a team kind of like the Vikings that toy you with your emotions, or what's the deal with the Ravens?
Yeah, I mean, so they're a team that they kind of play down to the level of their competition for sure, which is why, I'm not writing off the Vikings at all. I understand that the Vikings are, struggling, in a couple different ways right now, but I can't write off any team. As a Ravens fan, we cannot write off any team and chalk it up as a W because, like I said, we play down to the level of our competition. You look at the Lions are 0-8 right now, 0-8. And their closest game was against us. Had it not been for a historic field goal, 67 yards to be exact, they would have got that one win against the Baltimore Ravens. And we're having a totally different conversation right now, probably. But man, it just seems like like I said, we do play down to the level of our competition. Even in the Colts game we did. And a lot of times what happens is Lamar Jackson has to end up bailing us out. So if we don't get any Lamar heroics, you'll see that we are really struggling. We really struggle. And that's on offense. And then even the defense, when the defense isn't inspired by amazing Lamar Jackson performance, you see us get kind of ran all over, and thrown all over to be exact, because we have the last ranked passing, secondary in the league. So yeah, it's bad, but yeah.
So what, even though the Lions are in a division, I was watching that game. I was actually rooting for the Lions just because I knew, they're going to get 2-3 wins, maybe. What was the reaction when Tucker was it 67 yards? What was it?
Like 67 yards. Yeah, like 67 yards.
I hope you had a drink in your hand or something just to go that thing.
Definitely had. I think it was a Budweiser that day. So the heavy stuff, But when I saw that kick, at first glance, I didn't think it went through. I thought it was short. I saw it bounced off the goalpost. And from the TV angle, you can't really tell whether or not it goes in or not, but it ended up bouncing in. And, I was just ecstatic. Me and my friend that I was watching the game with, high fives, were screaming, running around the house. It was crazy. It was crazy. But, it seems like a magical season for us.
Regardless if it's the Lions or whatnot, when you get a 67-yard field goal to win the game, I mean, pants are hitting the floor. And you pretty much said it. So, as far as the Ravens being 5-2, do you think they're worthy of the 5-2? Based off of how they played, should they be better than the 5-2? Should they be worse than the 5-2, or is 5-2 about where they should be?
Here's my thing. As a team, I really don't think that we should be 5-0. Oh, not 5-0, but 5-2. Like, there's a lot of games that we really should have lost, but like I was saying before, a huge part of the Ravens' success is Lamar Jackson heroics, and just the fact that he is on our team and he is a part of our team. I got to say that we do deserve 5-2. But it is so heavily reliant on him. That's why I'm so reluctant to be like, oh yeah, we're the best, 5-2. We're at the higher end of the league, top half of the league, that sort of thing. I'm not really ready to say that yet until I can see more team victories that we have. Because the only real team victory that we've had, like overall team win, was against it was a couple weeks ago. Who did we play? The Chargers. The Chargers, when we blew out the Chargers, that was like our best win of the season. Every other game has been up and down, emotional roller coaster, a tale of two halves, that sort of thing. So I think that we're a pretty solid 5-2, but there's definitely a lot of room for improvement.
Well, you've mentioned Lamar Jackson a few times already, which you should have because he's fantastic. But what's it like every Sunday, just knowing you get to sit back and watch just pure beauty watching that guy out there? I mean, it's got to be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun to watch. Also kind of frustrating at times as well, because, if you're not a Ravens fan, most likely you're not watching every Ravens game in and out, from start to finish. You don't see all the plays. You don't see the true game script, the story of the game, for what it is. But when you really look at what Lamar Jackson is able to do, like on the football field, like if you're a fan of that, like it's second to none. It's a great feeling because you know that you always have a chance. That's the biggest thing. Even in that Colts game when we're down, like almost 20 points, like in the later half of the second half, like third quarter or something like that. And I was just like, I feel like we're down right now. We're probably going to lose this game, but you can never really count us out as long as you have Lamar Jackson. If he gets locked in, you can see like the offense, like not only is it him who, starts to go off, it's the receivers who step up, it's the line who starts to block better. He really inspires the guys around him. And seeing somebody who can inspire like just that courage and like his teammates, just to make them want to play better for him. That's what's truly special about him and just watching him on the field.
Yeah, I respect his game. I'm not looking forward to seeing him one damn bit on Sunday. I will be drinking heavily just to help ease the pain. But injury wise, how are the Ravens looking coming into Sunday? I mean, the Vikings will take any damn angle they can get to get back to 500. Are you guys healthy? What's happening on Sunday?
So I can never say that the Ravens are healthy because coming into the season, we had about 15, 16 players on IR just coming into the season. As you guys know, I'm not sure if all of Vikings Nation knows, we lost three of our starting running backs, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, and Justice Hill. Lost all of them to season-ending injuries right before the season started. We lost Marcus Peters to a season-ending injury right before the season started. L.J. Fort, our linebacker. And the list goes on and on. Even our Pro Bowl left tackle, who we just paid almost $100 million last year, he's out for the season again. So, I mean, I would say
Wolf too. Isn't Wolf out for?
Wolf is out, but he's back now. He hasn't played a game yet this season.
Damn
but
he's going to be back now.
No, I think he'll probably sit this game. He probably won't play against you guys, but he'll probably be back the next week. Yeah. But the biggest thing is our offensive line, man. That's where the injuries is really the biggest concern for me. On this team, because we really can't seem to, at certain points, our tackle play is just not good, man. And teams are crashing down, defensive ends are crashing down on Lamar Jackson. He has to step up in the pocket, and when he steps up in the pocket, he has that little split second. A lot of people don't know this, but when Lamar Jackson steps up in the pocket, you can see it on his face. Lamar Jackson as a player, you can see he either wants to run it or he wants to throw it, and there's that split second where he really doesn't know what to do. And teams capitalize on that, believe it or not. So if the Vikings can, and not having Danielle Hunter is terrible for you guys. But if you guys can generate some pressure off the edges, it might be trouble because we are really, really hurting at right tackle right now, specifically.
Well, without Danielle Hunter, we got DJ Wanham coming at your ass, which is not fantastic for Vikings fans. But maybe this will be his coming out party. I hope it is. You bring up Lamar Jackson just in the pocket. Do you feel that he is staying in the pocket more to make that pass, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I feel like this year more than ever, he's definitely taken a step in that direction of just being more of a quarterback from the pocket, like a pocket passer. You've seen that with some of the stats. He has a lot more plays from the pocket and a lot more plays downfield as well. That was a big knock on him last year, is that, wasn't really pushing the ball down the field. If he was throwing the ball at all, it was, right to the middle of the field. And that was pretty much it. To our big tight end, Mark Andrews, or maybe like a Willie Snead running across the middle of the field. But now you can see like his game has actually opened up passing wise. And a lot of that has to do with the credit that goes to our new passing game coordinator, Keith Williams, that we brought in. And we also have a new wide receivers coach as well. So those two things are definitely having a big impact on Lamar Jackson in the pocket, because one, guys are getting open, and two, he's just maturing. He's just maturing, and he's making the right reads. He's making the right decisions. And that's just what you love to see from a fourth-year quarterback.
Well, the Vikings are giving up $120 on the ground a game. Looking at the Ravens depth chart, it seems like I took the DeLorean and went back in time. You got Bell, you got Devontae Freeman, you got Latavius Murray. It seems like we're in 2015. Right. What does your backfield look like? How do they just interchange? I mean, what can we expect on Sunday?
So, to put it simply, it's a shit show right now. Right now, I mean, we have Latavius Murray, who's our best running back.
Vikings fans know and love him.
Exactly.
Baby.
Yeah. Latavius Murray. That's our guy right now, because, the only thing else we've got is Devonta Freeman, who really has proven himself to be a much better pass catching back than, running between the tackles, that sort of thing. And then also we have Tyson Williams, who the Ravens just don't seem to care for all that much. Like, going into the season, he was supposed to be our RB1 with all the injuries we had to our running back room. But as the weeks went on, you saw him get less and less carries, less and less snaps. So the Ravens really aren't running Tyson Williams that much. Devonta Freeman's really not giving us that much production. Le'Veon Bell just looks old, just flat out just looks old, does not have the same burst at all. And I'll be the first one to say it here on your show. Like, Le'Veon Bell is not that same guy anymore. And you guys might be saying, duh, obviously, but this is just me as a Ravens fan getting these grievances off, because I haven't seen anything from Le'Veon Bell that suggests that he can turn back the clocks at all to make one last run. So Latavius Murray is, all you guys are dealing with, Latavius and Lamar. That's all you got to worry about.
All right. Well, we're still giving up $120, and I expect that and more, especially with your quarterback ripping shit up. But so as a Minnesota fan, I got to ask you about Rashad Bateman. I know he's had some injuries, but he's finally getting on the field. How has Bateman looked?
Bateman has really impressed me. So he's played 2 games so far since he's been back. He started out, I think he had 46, 47 snaps his first game back, which is pretty huge. And then he actually added a couple to that. I think he had maybe 50 snaps his second game. Now, he hasn't scored any touchdowns yet or anything like that, but literally every catch that he's made so far has gone for a first down. That's good. He's a chain mover. Also, what I see from him as well, he has that burst. So when he catches the ball, he has this thing that I like to call not yards after catch, because, you might not always get yards after the catch based off of where you're on the field, who's around at the time. But he has a lot of good effort after the catch, EAC. And that's something that's huge for me. He's always trying to wiggle away, always trying to get free and get open. And that's really one of the reasons why he is such a good chain mover. Like I said, all of his catches, I think he has 7 catches so far, all of them for first down. So I'm loving what I'm seeing from Rashad Bateman so far. And it's only a matter of time until the Ravens work him into this offense to a point where he becomes one of the focal points in this receiving game.
Boom. Love to hear that. Love to hear it. Once again, we're joined by Sutton Def for the Purple Rain podcast. Links down in the description. Check them out. A couple more for you. I've in previous shows I've seen from you, you guys do not seem thrilled, and you've already mentioned it, about your offensive line. Right. This is a spot where hopefully the Vikings take advantage, even with Danielle Hunter out. Everson Griffin is having a fantastic year. But are you guys just giving up sacks left and right? Is it the running game? What is with your offensive line that just makes it complete dog shit? And is it complete dog shit?
I mean, I won't say it's complete dog shit. It's getting there. But I mean, we've got Alejandro Villanueva at left tackle right now, and he's been pretty serviceable for us throughout this season so far. But then right tackle, you take a look at right tackle. We had Patrick Mekari, and Patrick Mekari, this is a guy who has played offense, he's played defense, he's been all around. We use him pretty much everywhere, and he was actually playing really well at right tackle, but he went down last week with an injury, so he should be out for about at least 3 weeks. So now we're just kind of rotating guys in there just to see what works. So if you have somebody who can rush the passer off the right side of that line, we might be in trouble, because that's just what I've seen. All the games that we've lost. So you take a look at the Raiders game week 1, and then last week against the Bengals, or the week before last. I'm sorry. Those were the common denominator was that Lamar Jackson had no time. Defensive ends were just crashing down. So he had guys behind him. And literally, as soon as he snaps the ball, fakes the ball to the ball carrier or the running back, there's already guys behind him. And it's never good when, you're just getting your eyes up as a quarterback to make a throw downfield, knowing that you're hot, knowing that you have pressure coming in behind you, and not knowing to do whether to just step up and run or to make a throw. And Lamar Jackson, he gets caught up still in that little, like I said, split second where he's trying to decide whether to do one or the other. So, hey, man, like I said, if you guys can rush the passer from the outside, you guys might be in luck with us.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what DJ Wanham can muster up. But Everson Griffin, I think he'll get to the quarterback at least once.
Yeah.
As far as just a glimmer of hope for Vikings going into this game is the Ravens are damn near dead last in giving up a ton of yards in the game, in the air per game. Vikings are top 10 as far as putting up yards in the air. Is it safe to say that Kirk and Thielen, Jefferson should have themselves a day on Sunday?
Yes, I want to say yes. I think that a receiver like Justin Jefferson really would give us problems, because I think that Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase from the Bengals, I think they're kind of similar, like a type of archetype receiver. Route running is really good, technicians in that sense of the word, and then they also have that speed as well, that breakaway speed if they need to use it. They're both really young guys, of course, they're fast, but we really struggle with that. So I think the key to victory, if there was a slimmer of hope, if Kirk Cousins, if he can hang in the pocket, not get flustered by the pressure, because listen, our defensive coordinator, Wink Martindale, he does not discriminate when it comes to blitzing. It doesn't matter if you are Kirk Cousins, Jake Delhomme, or Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. He's blitzing you, But with that being said, if he can hang in the pocket like Joe Burrow did against us a couple weeks ago, and he can get these short kind of timing routes, get the ball out quick to guys like Justin Jefferson, Thielen, screens to Dalvin Cook, stuff like that, I think that will bode well for you guys, because we have had a huge issue with tackling. So if we're sending all these guys in pressure and you get the ball out quick and it's just like one-on-one and one guy's got to make an open field tackle, most of our guys have been missing so far this year. So if you guys can do that, I definitely think you guys can give us some problems on offense.
I'll give you a little bit of hope. Justin Jefferson had or fullback had more targets than Justin Jefferson last week. So,
wow.
Not fantastic. All right. So Vikings definitely have the players that when they come out on the field, we're just cringing. Do not want him out there. Who is the guy for the Ravens that when he's out there, you just want him anywhere but on the field? Who is that guy for you guys?
That guy for us right now, it would probably be, it's either going to be Tyree Phillips, which is our backup right tackle, who might be starting on Sunday. By the way, I will be at that game too, so I'm going to get to see it live and up close and personal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you been to any Ravens games this year?
Not this year, no.
Last year, do you have a good track record as far as when you go to the game?
Honestly, no, because the last time I went to a Ravens game, like actual live in person, was in 2019, and I was in the regular season. I think it was like week 2 or week 3. We played the Browns at home. Got our asses handed to us.
All right, we'll take it. You get your ass in the game. We'll take it.
But no, man. I mean, what was I saying? Lost my train of thought there.
As far as the guy you don't want to see on the field, right tackle.
Yeah. So it was a right tackle, Tyree Phillips, and then also, honestly, it's gonna be for me, Devonta Freeman. It's gonna be Devonta Freeman and Le'Veon Bell. Man, I just don't want to see I just don't see us getting a proper return on investment for these guys. These guys know that they're only going to be there for a year, that sort of thing. So they could care less, they couldn't care any less whether or not the Ravens succeed. And you can kind of see that in their play. They're not really they're not fighting for extra yards. They don't really show that same type of burst that they showed earlier in their career. And of course, part of that has to do with age. But hey, man, we need guys who are going to be able to get up out of the, burst through to the second level and run between the tackles and make plays for us. And we just aren't getting that with those guys. I'd like to see more opportunities go to Latavius Murray. And yeah.
All right. Well, at 3-4, I mean, the Vikings right now, like I said, I'm not trying to be a downer here for Vikings Nations, but confidence is low losing to Cooper Rush on primetime TV is not going to help anything, but we're going to start playing the role of maybe being a spoiler game. Do you see this as possibly a spoiler game for the Ravens at 5-2 at home? What's your confidence level going into Sunday?
So, I mean, my confidence level, honestly, I'm going to say it's pretty high. I mean, the Ravens are coming off of a bye, also a loss. Those two things together, you mix those two things together is motivation plus rest. And plus being at home as well. I mean, I think the Ravens definitely do have the advantage. On top of them, I feel like they are just a better team right now. I think the confidence level is pretty high, but at the same time, it could also be a trap game because you guys have a lot of good players, a lot of skilled players. Like I said, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. Those guys, one of those guys starts to have themselves a day, it could be a long day for the Ravens. So you guys aren't out of it. That's for sure. Like, I definitely think this game is going to be close. If I had to go with a final score prediction, I don't know if you were getting ready to ask me this in a couple minutes.
Lay it on me. What do you got?
If I had to go for a final score prediction, I would probably have to go. I don't think it's going to be too super high scoring. I'm going to go 24-17 Ravens. I'm going to go 24-17 Ravens.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a touchdown game. You guys, I think at the end, probably Kirk Cousins, he has a chance to make a game-winning drive, and I don't know, maybe a turnover happens, something like that.
Hearts, man.
I don't know. I think it'll be close.
My only ask is if you beat us quick, make it painless, kick our ass. We can't go for any more close games. Just blow us out of the water or let us win the game. Nothing in between, nothing close.
Well, see, that's the thing. The Ravens don't start fast at all. We don't start fast. We're a very slow starting team. The only week that we started fast was against the Chargers. You saw what we did to them, blew them out. But every other game, it started off with the Ravens kind of, it started off flat, and we just kind of had to gather our bearings throughout the game, which I hate. You love to see your team go out and score a touchdown in the first couple of drives, but the Ravens just are not that team this year. So you guys, it'll definitely be back and forth. It'll be close.
We bring up the Chargers game, and I'll leave it on this, but you guys are horseshit against the pass, but did you keep Herbert in check?
Yeah, we did, which was weird, very, very weird. I think that was it was a litmus test for our defense, because going into that game, our defense had been trashed. Like everybody's saying, oh, the Ravens defense is not what it used to be. The secondary is getting thrown all over. So it was really like pride, big game, Chargers, big team coming to town. I think they really just came to play. Wink Martindale, he did a good job against Justin Herbert, kind of confusing him with his blitz packages, things like that. The blitzing, like I said, the blitz, he doesn't discriminate against anybody with the blitz. But when you go against like a veteran quarterback, like a Kirk Cousins, who eventually in the game, he's going to have a time where he kind of settles down in the pocket and he starts to deliver his throws. That's when it's going to be dangerous for us. That's when you're going to start to see the Vikings start to be able to hit plays over the top, because we're still going to be blitzing. It's going to be one-on-one coverage. Somebody's going to get open. I can guarantee that will happen. So, it's going to be exciting to see, though. I can't wait.
All right, Sutton Def of the Purple Rain podcast, giving Vikings a little bit of hope, but also predicting the Ravens will win by a score, which is definitely valid. Check out the links below. Hit up his channel, hit up his podcast. It's good. It's good stuff. Sutton Def, thank you again for joining the show. We appreciate it.
Well, I mean, like I said, nonetheless, thank you so much to Vikings Nation for, just taking the time out, watching this video, listening to a Ravens fan talk. I know that can be kind of hard sometimes coming from other teams, especially the team that you're playing this week. So on behalf of all the Ravens Nation and the Rain Gang as well, which is, our crew over at the Purple Rain podcast, thank you so much for having us on.
Boom. Awesome, man.